I'm Amita Gowda.
Hi, I'm Saniha Nagarahali. We are going to talk about hydroponics and about the alternate farming methods.
Now, here's our agenda for today. First, we will be talking about climate change and how it's affecting our farming.
Then we'll share new details about the new innovations coming out in the alternate farming methods.
Then, I'll be sharing some details about my hydroponics experiment. We all know climate change is causing droughts. Dry lands means no water and plants can't grow. Climate change is causing unreliable weather patterns and it is affecting our farming seasons. Severe floods and flash floods are destroying crops. And also, the runaway water is bringing unwanted junk and materials to our farmlands.
We all know that there's increase in carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. This increase in carbon dioxide is causing our crops to grow too fast and the seeds do not have enough time to mature. Also, there's increase in pests and plant diseases because of the warmer temperatures. Climate change is affecting our ecosystem, so many varieties of plants can't adapt and survive.
Now let's understand our future food needs. Our current world population is now 7 billion, but in 2050, it will grow to be 9 billion people.
More people means we need more food to feed them all. As you can see in this graph, the food needed in 1970 was much less than the food needed in 2050.
We just saw how climate change is affecting our farming. So how are we going to produce more food? If our land is too dry, there's less water, and the soil is no longer good for farming.
We need to figure out alternate ways to farm as we need more food. There are many innovations coming out in the alternate farming methods. Here are some alternate farming methods. Permaculture is one method where we can copy the natural ecosystem to adopt diversity so it uses less resources.
There are many innovations coming up in soilless farming. Aquaculture is a method where we can grow fish and aquatic plants. This method is popular in most parts of the world.
Here's another soilless farming. It is called hydroponics. In this method, the plants are grown in a nutrient solution. Here are some pictures of our hydroponics farms.
Look at this fascinating innovation. This method is called aquaponics. In this method, it combines aquaculture and hydroponics together. As you can see in this picture, this farm is growing fish and lettuce.
Here's another soilless farming. It is called aeroponics. In this method, the plants are grown in an air or mist environment. Just look at these pictures. This is how our new farms look like.
Yes, we cannot afford to have wide open farmlands anymore. Look at these vertical farms. Plants and even trees grow in these skyscraper greenhouses and vertically inclined surfaces.
We need to keep changing our old ways to adapt to the changing climate. So let's rethink and redesign our farms and be prepared to meet our future food needs.
Now, I'm going to be sharing some details about my hydroponics experiment. First, I took some bean seeds and kept it in a wet paper towel and let it germinate for about 4 days. The seeds sprouted. Then I took 2 bean seeds and kept one in a water-filled test tube and another in a soil-filled test tube. My hypothesis was that as long as the water has nutrients in it, the plants in both environments should grow the same. I kept both plants near the same windows so they can get the same amount of sunlight and there would be no other variables affecting the plant's growth. I added half teaspoon of liquid nutrients to the water. I observed the plants grow every day. Every 5 days, I added half teaspoon of liquid nutrients to the water. I measured the plants grow every day. As you can see in the graph, as the brown line representing the plant in the soil started growing faster than the plant in the water. But by the 6th day, the plant in the water caught up to the plant in the soil and started growing at the same pace. I also recorded the number of leaves. As you can see in this graph, as the brown line representing the plant in the soil started growing leaves faster than the plant in the water. But by the 4th day, both plants each had 2 leaves and started growing at the same level. Since both were the same type of bean plant, I did not expect to see anything different in the way it grows. I was surprised to see a change in the root system. The roots in the soil were going deep downward, whereas the roots in the water were spreading out to make it float better. This immediate adaptation was very surprising to observe. I also grew eggplants using the hydroponics growing method. The eggplants grew very well and healthy. In conclusion, I can say that the hydroponics growing method was equally effective as growing in rich soil. The vegetables produced were healthy just like growing in rich soil.
There are many benefits of alternate farming methods. We can farm all year round and do not have to worry about the weather or seasons. Since the environment is controlled, there are less pests and diseases. We can grow even without soil, and it uses comparatively less water and resources. Alternate farming methods are going to play a very important role in our future.
So let's continue to rethink and redesign farming techniques. Thank you.
So thank you, Amita and Sneha. That was a great presentation.